watching Weazel News! Good evening, Rosatos. I hope you are all doing so very well this week. We have a bunch of top stories this week that you definitely do not want to miss. We have topics currently ranging anywhere from Chief Justice Gunny McFarland himself getting arrested, a press conference following from Peter Beard, a little bit of ads here and there. In a city such as this one, there are a lot of moving parts, and timing is probably the biggest factor in every situation that you could possibly be in. Luckily for Weazel News staff, we were there on scene at the very moment that Chief Justice Gunny McFarland was placed in handcuffs. We are now cut to the very intense moments that followed on those very steps.
You're being charged for government corruption. I don't have to explain myself right now, all right? I'll explain to you when we're down in the cell. Please go ahead and turn around for me, all right? I don't want you resisting arrest and getting yourself in any more trouble.
Government corruption. You corrupted.
Sir, am I going to have to forcibly put you in handcuffs?
I'm asking you what's
I
the
told
charge?
you, sir, government corruption, all right?
For what?
Unlawfully taking the position of a peace officer and writing warrants and harassment, all right? So
We settled this last night.
why don't you go ahead and turn around for me? You settled that with the commissioner, not me. Turn around.
Well, he's over you.
Doesn't mean I can't act as a police officer and do my duty, all right? Turn around for me. I'm not gonna ask you one more time.
Oh my goodness.
You think-
Sheriff Peter Belt has just put Gunny McFarland in handcuffs.
This is what happens, folks, when you're corrupt.
Gunny, the people want to know! The people want to know! What a tragedy that was, folks. We'll be sure to keep you up to date and reach out for more details as the story develops. But luckily, Weazel News was there in the following moments at the press conference hosted by Peter Beard, which gave a little more insight as to the actual charges that Gunny McFarland was facing and public reaction. Check it out! Hello, Anchor Mannington on scene at Mission Row PD, where Peter Beard, the sheriff of Brain County Sheriff Office, has decided to open up a press conference for any questions revolving around the recent arrest of Gunny McFarland.
I appreciate all you multiple reporters showing up today. There's been some rumors going around, and the public has been made aware of a recent arrest. We just wanted to say, as a police department, that we uphold the law, all right, and that no one is above and beyond anyone else when it comes to the law. Chief Justice Gunny is currently behind bars. I can't disclose anything related to the case or what he's in jail for, but we just wanted to make sure that the citizens are aware that we have their lives at heart and in best interests of them, that we have made this arrest today. Is there any questions?
Peter, right over here! Peter,
Yes,
one moment!
you.
Hi, Peter, Anchor Mannington, Weazel News. Please, can the people know at least what is Gunny McFarland being charged with? Or what are the accusations that are currently having him detained and under arrest in the prison?
The current charges that Mr. Gunny McFarland is facing is government corruption and harassment, but I can't disclose the details about him.
Peter, over here, please, Peter, over
Yes,
here. One
you,
question.
sir.
Oh, hi, not Anchor Mannington here, not with Weazel News. The people want to know, when will the trial date be?
At this time, I don't believe a judge has set a date, but I assure you that as soon as we know, we will make sure all you fine citizens are able to attend, as this is something that involves all of us as a city. This is a individual who is in a high position, and I believe it is your right as citizens to be there and to bear witness to what goes down in that court case.
Oh my road, Peter, one question, real quick. I'm
Yes,
late to the
you.
press conference.
Yes,
Oh,
you.
thank you so much. Hello, I don't have a name, but I am a news reporter as well. The people want to know, did Gunny McFarland cry when you rocked him up?
Uh, at this time, I can't disclose what happened in the cells. But I think anyone who is in that sort of situation where they are a high-ranking official and they are currently behind bars is in a stressful situation, and bodily functions may or may not occur. And that's just what happens. Life is life.
Peter, over here, Peter. One
Yes,
question.
you, sir.
Oh, hey, Edgar Bannington again. Weezer News. Peter, the people want to know. Will this put any additional strain between the PD and the Department of Justice?
Well, we hope not, sir. We here at the police department believe that law is law, that no one is above law, and we believe that this arrest was in the best interests of the Department of Justice, the law enforcement, and the citizens of Los Santos. So if there is any strain between the two, it'll be from the side of the Department of Justice. But I've talked to other judges and things like that, and they seem to be very open and kind individuals who will take this case on as a with an open mind and not put any bias or anything due to the fact that Mr. McFarland is the Chief Justice.
Oh, thank you so much for the answer, Peter.
All right. Well, if that's all the questions, I appreciate every one of you coming, and y'all have a wonderful day now.
Very insightful. And Weezer News would like to personally thank the PD for allowing us to be present at the press conference to get all this great coverage for you citizens. Breaking news!
Oh, is this Weazel News, eh? Oh, this isn't going to be good, eh?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
It's the cop that thinks he's above the law and could drive without a license.
All he needs is a certification there, sir. As long as he is not driving a personal vehicle without that license, he is okay.
Oh my goodness, Chief Justice Gunny, why are you in this prison cell?
Because that officer behind you is driving a government vehicle without a license.
That makes no sense there, eh?
Well,
Don't
a
understand.
city vehicle, shall I say? He's above the law and can drive
Wait,
without a license.
when did the Chief Justice become the mayor? Seems like
Well,
someone's a little
when did
power
the Chief
hungry.
Justice become an officer there, eh?
Oh yeah, interesting.
See, Mr. Gunny here told me that, there was a warrant out for my officer because my officer didn't have a driver's license, eh?
Impersonating a cop?
So,
Question mark.
I was a little curious, and all of my officers, they go through regular training with not only driving but also the Marine one and with Air one. And once they are certified, they are able to drive on the job with job vehicles. It makes sense. Just like with our weapons, nobody can use specific weapons without being trained. Well, he decided to go ahead and do an officer's job instead of coming to me and being like, hey, you need to deal with something because this person doesn't have this or whatnot. Instead of that, he decides to try to be an officer and write a warrant for my officer, eh?
Did he actually write the warrant?
Oh yeah, it's in the MDT and everything
Oh
there,
my
eh?
goodness.
So instead of coming to the commissioner and making getting the commissioner to do his job, eh? No, he thought he'd bring it upon himself, eh? And
Wait,
so
when did I destruct property?
he already agreed to drop that one because the gates over at Legion A they don't work very well with our cop cars, eh?
Well, I didn't even break the gates for me, so.
But anyways, back to
Wow.
the story. So I have him here arrested for unlawful practice since he is practicing a police enforcement job, where he is just
I mean,
law.
yeah. I mean, that's impersonating a cop, really. I mean,
Criminal justice and law enforcement are two different areas of expertise, and him, trying to do a police officer's job, that's just that's not right there.
Oh my goodness. So, an unlawful practice charge against Chief Justice Gunny McFarland. It clearly sounds like, well, possibly there is a claim that some responsibilities were not fully understood as to the roles of certain jobs. Yeah, Mr. McFarland, how do you respond to these accusations and this charge against you?
I plead not guilty. It's I'm upholding the law, trying to make sure everyone has their driver's license.
I
And
also found an illegal strain of marijuana on him, eh?
Oh my goodness. But Mr. McFarland, how do you explain the warrant?
what his warrant?
Yes, the warrant that you
He's,
wrote.
he's driving without a license, and I've tweeted out, and this
Did
commissioner.
you in fact stop him in a traffic stop?
How am I going to stop in a traffic stop when I
Yeah,
don't have a vehicle?
sir. The city has you know, you can move from city to city, and you have 3 months there to obtain a new license within that state there, eh? Um, how do you know Mr. Peterbilt has been here for the allotted amount of time before needing to renew his driver's license in a new state there, eh? He,
Sorry.
he may have a driver's license in a different state there, eh? Minnesota or New York or one of those other places, eh? Knowing him probably like Illinois or something, eh? Um,
Oh
but
my goodness. Mr. McFarland, I think a question that the people may want to know is how did you know that Mr. Peterbilt did not in fact have a license?
Because one, he's never came to me for one, and two, I can look up records.
Oh, I see. So you
you
saw
can
that
look
the
up
piece of
city records, eh?
documentation was not present?
You can see city records, eh? But you can't
Yep.
see nation records, eh? He could have a license from another jurisdiction, eh? And just is not be registered within our legal system here, eh? He should have
Oh,
an allotted amount of time to be able to switch that over, eh?
Mr. Peterbilt, how do you comment? Do you have another piece of documentation saying that you are in fact allowed to operate a motorized vehicle?
Yep, I'm certified to the
He
police
he
department.
he is PD certified to be driving the PD vehicles there, eh? I personally have never seen him drive his own personal vehicle for personal use. It has always been work use for and work vehicles here, eh?
So you're saying, Commissioner, that your officers always uphold the law to the T?
That is correct there, sir. It's just
Very
like
interesting.
our Air One there. We make sure that all of our pilots are trained there. None of them require by law even a pilot's license there. Eh? All they require is a pilot's certification, and that's what I have given to some of my officers in order to operate Air One. Is no different than a vehicle there. Eh?
Very interesting. Mr. McFarland, do you have anything else to comment?
Well, I wonder why the commissioner has his license, but the sheriff doesn't.
Well, because I immigrated from Canada, eh? My old license wasn't very good across the states, eh? So I had to go ahead and get a new license as
Still
soon as possible,
consider a
eh?
document, right?
Yeah, but you know how
Mhm.
immigration is, eh? If you don't try to get your stuff right away, they kind of get on your ass, eh?
I guess I'm not sure. I never had to deal with immigration too much, but
Immigration is kind of a pain
how
in
do you
the
know
ass
he
there,
didn't
eh?
come? How do you know he didn't come from Canada? He could just tell you he came
Uh,
from
well, you can
Kentucky or
tell because
Illinois or whatever.
well, for one, he doesn't like maple syrup as much as I do there, eh? And he also has a American flag on his shoulder there, eh? Canadians, even though if we move here, we love America there, eh? We are still very patriotic to our own country, eh?
If you say so. But
Oh, yes. Mr. McFarland, how much does a driver's license cost?
$500.
$500. Oh my goodness. Mr. McFarland, there are some of us who cannot even afford such a driver's license. I mean, how do you expect people to get from point A to point B?
It also
There's
doesn't help,
places.
that we've had to cut back on wages due to the judges overspending of facilities, eh? And that is why another reason why we are not paying our officers as much as we should, even though I would love to, eh?
Oh my goodness! Accusations going left and right. This is crazy. This is madness. Mr. Belt, we haven't heard from you in a hot minute. Do you have anything to add on top of any of these?
No, it just it seems like I'm being targeted. He leveraged the PD in the hospital and put the government in $300,000 in debt, and has been trying to force us to pay that before we can buy cars to help out our lovely citizens and keep them safe. So it seems like he's just trying to get money wherever he can to cover his debt that he racked up gambling. So you know,
Oh
And
my
now he wants to
goodies.
try and get one of my best officers here fired because
I did
he
say I was
doesn't
trying
hold
to get him
a
fired.
sir. If an officer breaks the law, they are no longer employed by the police. He though is not breaking the law since he is certified. But it seems like you were trying to get him fired because you were putting out a warrant for his arrest there, eh?
No, I'm just pulling the law that you need a driver's license. That's all.
Upholding the law by doing the commissioner's job, eh?
I think he also deserves a false reporting ticket.
My goodies.
That could definitely be
false
tacked on there too. Yeah.
False reporting that you don't have a driver's
Oh,
license.
false reporting of destruction of property.
No, but I was there and I saw you hit the
Where? When?
Legion.
Do you have any evidence of this, sir?
At my two eyes.
Sir,
So
I
that's why he's currently behind bars.
The judges and I agree that we can write warrants. Agree that we can write warrants. Agree that we can write warrants.
Are
that-
you able to write the warrants, or are you able to view the warrants?
you guys should be the ones to approve warrants such as search and seizures, houses and such. Officers are the ones to write warrants for criminal activity there, eh?
Commissioner, Mr. McFarland, Mr. Beard, any other final closing statements, any words, anything you want the public to know?
I just want the public to know that I am, I'm very keen on upholding my department to the highest standards of the law, eh? And I really don't appreciate when people think that they are
You-
above me and try to go over my head, even though
You-
all they have to do is come and talk to me, and I will talk to my officers myself. There's really no point for what's happened here, eh?
You know what? I have a question for you, actually, Anchor Mannington.
Oh, yes, of course. Go right ahead.
What does Weazel News provide the city? What is the benefit of having a Weazel News?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Well, we at Weezer News pride ourselves on our ability to cover any and all stories to provide transparency to all of the civilians across Los Santos. That way, no, there is a clear and a just understanding of where people who are living in the city and those who serve it. Public
you think-
servants, just like
and-
you, officer.
And you think the things that you do keep people safe, right?
Oh, absolutely. And if not safe, we cannot promise everyone's safety because each individual person's choices are their own. However, providing awareness is a very key factor in staying safe.
You think that that someone in such a high position as the Chief Justice here, you think that his one of his top priorities would be safety, right?
Well,
The citizens that live
absolutely.
under in his city.
Just like all citizens, I believe everyone should have the right to be safe under the city that they so choose to live within.
Yeah, and equipment and everything for Weasel News is pretty expensive, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Weezer News has currently been, negotiating budget issues, but we won't get into that right now.
So you think that if someone were to deny you budget, they're in return denying safety to the civilians that live in Los Santos, correct?
Well, I believe that argument could be made, Mr. Barrett, but I feel like it is not my praise to say.
What about if someone were to deny police officers police cars to help civilians? Do you think that's someone in that power is kind of looking for no safety here in Los Santos, right?
Well, again, Mr. Barrett, I feel like police officers should have all of the equipment that they need necessary to do their job to keep the citizens safe.
Oh, yep.
Sir,
All right.
I agree
Well,
100%
wonderful.
with that
Yep.
statement, eh?
Any other flowering remarks, Mr. McFarland?
No, like I said, keep the city safe, everyone legal, driving, whatever the case may be, weapons license.
Sure, yeah, I absolutely agree.
Everyone needs to abide by the law. I have my driver's license. I don't, because I don't even own a car. I just walk everywhere.
Oh, really? Because I've seen you drive that piece of crap thing that from Judge Werner there quite a few times, eh?
No, that was Judge Warner and Judge
No, I
Smith.
have seen you drive it too there, eh?
No, you haven't. I haven't driven it.
I have seen you, eh? I've seen you drive around a couple times, eh? If you're
Mm,
and now you're just lying in. That's rude, eh? Thank you, sirs. I appreciate you coming down here and providing the good news to the good people there. Eh?
Yes, absolutely. If there's a story, we must chase it. That is the Weazel news, promise.
Oh, perfect. I enjoy that. Thank you, sirs.
Right,
Yeah,
thank you.
I heard you.
Hello, I am Newspaper Boy, here with James Cooper of James Cooper's Taxis.
Hello.
This is James. He drives one of the most reputable and bestest taxis you could ever imagine. He values time orientation, making sure that you get to your place safely and efficiently, and he is also very, very professional. With amazing and outstanding rates, you could get yourself in a taxi at any time just by giving James a call. His number is posted on the Yellow pages if you ever need to get around Los Santos. Anything else, James?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
And you heard it here first, folks. This has been Newspaper Boy. On scene, James Cooper Taxi. That's all.
And action.
That's it for this one, Los Santos. Have a good week and take care.